Hey everybody, thank you so much for listening to this Count Out Network podcast. Before we get to it, I want to talk about our new Patreon that we have started. It is on patreon.com/countoutpod. We're very excited about it and very excited for all the things to you. Now, we're a small network here, and so, we're trying our best to raise our profile and do better things and bring more fun and enjoyment to the wrestling community, wrestling fun. Remember that? So we're doing our best to get there, but we need your help along the way to help bring us up even more. So that's where the Patreon comes in. It's just a little bit of support that you can throw, some money our way to the podcast that we have. Ring Post Radio, Your Dose of Death, How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, Independent Waters, shows of that nature, Okada Shorts. That Patreon is something that we will do. And of course, as a thank you for that support from you, that money is going to go to great people, to good causes, to those people that are doing great stuff for our podcast network. But as a thank you, we got great stuff for you. So we got 3 tiers on this Patreon. Again, patreon.com/countoutpod. The first tier is the support tier. It's just $3 a month. That's not bad at all. That's so simple and easy, you won't even see it leave your bank account. And of course, in there, you'll just get a straight up thank you from us, a shout out on all of our podcasts, thanking you for your support. And you'll also be able to join that Content a Month Club. So what that club is every month we will release one piece of audio, one piece of video, whatever it may be, for the support tier, for the $3 tier that is typically behind the $5, maybe even the $10 tier of the Patreon. So you'll be able to get that just for $3. You'll get that content for $3 every single month, and at the end of the month, they'll go back behind the other tiers. But if you want it all the time, you can, of course, get it in the Kayfabe and Shoot tiers. The Kayfabe tier is $5, where you'll get that thank you, and that's where you'll find all of our wrestling-related content, like the new show from Ring Post Radio. Ryan hasn't seen anything, of course, that's me. It's the show where I embarrass myself by admitting to the world matches that I had never seen, and me and Scotty Edwards from Ring Post Radio watch it along with you. Again, that's Ryan hasn't seen anything. And in that tier as well, you get the old content from the old network membership, along with special Discord access as well. So go check out the Kayfabe tier. That's only $5. And in the $10 tier, this is the most expensive tier, the Shoot tier, you get that thank you. You get all that older content. You'll get all those Kayfabe tier goodies of wrestling-related shows. But this is where you also get our non-wrestling-related content. If you really want to hang out with us, this is where it is. And you can do that through our monthly Jackbox Party Pack games with the whole Count Out family. Maybe not the whole Count Out family, whoever's available, I guess. But with the Count Out family, you can join along with us and play along if possible. And of course, you also get our current running show. It's a D&D show, Cantrips and Clotheslines, where you can follow the adventures of Andre, the Pebble, John Meowxley, May Duskmere, and of course, our wonderful DM, Jared Luthi. Some great content, some great shows there, all on our Shoot tier, $10. Again, go to patreon.com/countoutpod and join the Count Out Network Patreon today. Any of the tiers, we'd be very thankful. It's all going to good podcasters, and they would all very much appreciate it as well. So if you can go and donate and go put money into the Patreon, you'll get some great content out of it, I'm sure you. So definitely go check that out. We'd very much appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the show.
You're listening to a Count Out podcast.
Clap sync it then.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Ow.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Waters. I am your host, Mikey Manfredi, and joining me, as always, is Zach Gmo Batista. Zach, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing quite well these days. I wish that certain wrestling companies weren't going through a fucking shitstorm right now, but I am hopeful for the future.
To be transparent, fans, we had a weird day yesterday where we usually record, so we're recording the day of this episode is getting released, which is also the day of the Dynamite after All Out 2022, which is where everyone knows the shitstorm happened between Punk and the Elite. And here we are. We're just gonna that's a thing that is currently happening that we are all trying to figure out what the fuck the consequences are going to be, but we are not going to talk about that. Yeah, because you have all probably heard enough of it already, and have probably heard way too much. So, we are going to talk about the independent wrestling scene, and we have a different format this week, don't we?
We do.
We're going to be taking things in a little bit of a different direction. Instead of 3 random matches that me and Zach just randomly picked, and we're like, yeah, we'll do that, we'll watch that one. We're going to start every week, we're going to start focusing on one promotion, and working through some matches there, to give you an idea of how this promotion is and like what the matches are like, and see if you'd like to check it out. So today we are kicking things off with our focusing on promotions. The one we are focusing on this week is Pro Wrestling Legacy. We've reviewed some Pro Wrestling Legacy matches in the past. We've seen some superstars do what they could do. Zach, I'm excited to get into this one.
I am quite excited as well. I was quite pleased with pretty much all the matches that we got from Pro Wrestling Legacy, but I expected as much.
Yeah, me too. I have been, I have also been super impressed, and everything we've seen from them so far has been top notch. We've seen some fun matches, some fun like cinematic style matches. We've seen some like hour-long bangers. We've seen everything we've seen from them has been solid. Of course, Pro Wrestling Legacy based out of El Paso, Texas. And they actually, we reached out to them on Twitter, and they gave us matches that they think represent the company well. So, we are going to talk about those 3 matches that they gave us, which are a fatal 4-way match from Lucha City, El Cobarde versus Marty Snow versus El Dragon versus Cosmo Orion. This is for the PWL World Championship. We have Stallion Rogers taking on El Cobarde in a singles match. And last but not least, we have Gmo Kaminari taking on Stephon Prince for the Lone Star title. 3 matches suggested to us, straight from the source, straight from Pro Wrestling Legacy. So go check these out when you're done listening to this show, of course.
Yeah.
So Zach, why don't we get into these matches? Which one do you want to take a look at first?
Let's start out with Rogers and Cobarde.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we had a great opening sequence here to start us off in this match.
It was so crisp, so nice.
So crisp, so clean, so smooth. Everything looked great on this opener. And of course, it ends with them both doing like a front handspring and landing on their feet and just staring at each other.
They had these. It's just very nice back and forth. Like just
very
really
good, very solid wrestling to start us off. What? There were some other cool spots in this match. Zach, you want to take us through it since you're so good at it?
Of course. So let's see. There was that back and forth sequence was really nice because it went from technical to then hard hitting strikes and then some flippy shit. Yep. Like there was a corkscrew arm drag, I think, from Cobarde that looked nice. It just
went through the whole spectrum in like a quick burst of like energy.
I think at the end of it, Rogers ended up getting this control of the match with a suicide dive.
Yes.
And then he battered Cobarde for a bit, hit a massive dropkick bomb, and then he hit his signature spike DDT. Where if you've never seen Stallion Rogers, what he does is he basically grabs his opponents by their wrists, stands on their feet, and yanks them up. And as they're falling into him, he lets go of their feet and he DDTs them back into the ground. It's cool. It's a nice looking move. He literally just kicked Cobarde while he was down. But I liked how during this, like,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But I like how slowly but surely you can also see that Rogers' frustration in this match was continuously growing. Like, with every passing minute that Cobarde wasn't staying down or wouldn't lose, he was starting to be more and more annoyed.
Yeah, he was just getting more and more pissed off the whole match.
There was a point, actually, where after this frustration built, Rogers chopped what I wrote down here as the soul out of Cobarde.
Yeah.
And he sat up and taunted him, so he ate a dropkick to the face and then a German suplex into the mat. So you fuck around and find out, I guess. He just, at this point in the match, he's went from, like, kind of respectful, like, handshakes to just full-on aggression and disrespect. Fuck this guy. Fuck you. Fucking lose. God damn it. Finally, though, however, Cobarde does actually get a comeback with a super kick to Rogers' mouth. He gets a stupid amount of height off of a beautiful-looking missile dropkick, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then a devastating senton onto Rogers on the outside into several rows of chairs. This happened quite a bit in our matches, as I've noticed.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
A suicide diver senton, which knocked the person back into, like, rows of chairs, which always looked nice. Cobarde now control rolls Rogers back to the ring. Rogers tries to get up, but he gets bludgeoned with a very impressive-looking swanton from Cobarde off the top rope. Where Cobarde is in control for a little bit more, and Rogers hits him with a literal gunshot of a chop to the chest. Spoiler alerts, in case you haven't been able to pick up, Rogers has very nice chops.
Yeah, they absolutely rang out throughout the entire arena. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the chop off these two had was fucking awesome. Literally jaw on the floor level material for me. Like, each chop didn't miss. It was so nice. Mm-hmm. I think what stopped chop off was that Rogers ducked one of the chops and then knocked Cobarde into the corner. He then beat the shit out of him until he fell back to the bottom of the corner. But when he turned around to walk away, Cobarde got up, kneed him in the face. He got up, literally did the same thing back to Rogers, forearms in the corners, knocked him back down so he was sitting in the corner. After that, he then goes to the opposite corner, but of course, Rogers comes after him, so he knees him in the face. He goes to the top rope, but Rogers is able to stop him. The two exchange a bit more, if I recall correctly, and in the end, Rogers sends them both crashing to the mat with a superplex. They lay on the mat for a while, and eventually they both get to their knees at the same time. They go back and forth with some more forearms. They get to their feet. It just devolves to them slapping each other at some point, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, they just, there was one point where they both stood up and just got into, like, a smack off.
Mm-hmm. Until Rogers takes Cobarde out with a running headbutt. He hits him with this several times, by the way. Like, on the top rope, on just every moment he can, he hits him with this running headbutt, which is Rogers' finisher. It is a nasty looking move, and it's got good impact, and I like it a lot, basically. Mm-hmm. However, so after the two of them get to their feet, they slap each other, and Rogers takes Cobarde out with the headbutt. Rogers goes to pin Cobarde, but Cobarde gets his foot on the bottom rope. In an absolute shock at this, Rogers takes off both his elbow pads, puts Cobarde in the top rope, hits him again in the face with a headbutt, and goes up there with him. And it looks like it's all over for Cobarde, but he then slips through Rogers' legs, pulls Rogers' head down, super kicks him in the face, and then he wins the match by hitting a spinning fireman's carry driver he calls the Thunder Bomb for the win.
Yeah.
This match is really fucking good.
Yeah, it
was. It was a very easy to watch match. It was the longest of all the matches they gave us, and I watched specifically because I was like, all right, let's get the long match out of the way. It's going to take the longest for me to watch and go up to, and then it actually was the easiest one. Like, it was like, I blinked, I was like, oh, the match is already, like, done.
Yeah. It's just, it's one of those you can't look away from because they just run it through so smooth and so quickly, and everyone just, like, both guys in this match are just very good at what they do.
Yeah. What would you give this match, Mikey?
I give it a high meh. I thought it was good. I don't think it got that marked out for me, but I thought it was really, really good. Or, sorry, wait, we're not doing that anymore. Haha!
Oh, fuck, we're not. Shit.
Right, we've changed from our miss out meh mark out scale to our doubloon scale of 1 to 5. I'll give this one, like, I think I'll give this one, like, a 3 3/4, maybe 4. Because it was pretty good. It didn't get, like, the five doubloons, but, like, almost 4, I think. It was a solid match.
I'd probably give 4.5 doubloons.
Nice. All
Literally just for the fact that this match was stupidly well executed.
Then I'll go up to the 4 instead of 3 1/4 or whatever. I'll go up
stupidly well executed. Like, I actually was in shock at how pretty much all these spots went about as planned, if not better, if I were to guess.
Yeah, it was like Zach said, it was mind-bogglingly smooth how well this match went.
So off of that, Mikey, I'll let you pick 4-way or the Lone Star belt match.
Let's go with the clusterfuck that is this 4-way.
Yeah, this had the most notes because, surprise, a fucking 4-way.
Oh my goodness gracious, man, it was long. It wasn't long, it was just a lot.
It was a lot, and it made it feel like this match lasted longer than I had thought it would when I was writing this out. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
The context you need in this match, because the other match didn't really have a
this
context.
This match took me like an hour to watch because I had to keep rewinding and taking notes, rewinding and taking notes, rewinding and taking notes.
The gist of it is, for those of you that have watched the show for a while, you'll know that Snow and Cosmo Orion are longtime rivals. Cosmo beat Snow for the PWL title when it first became a thing. And Cobarde and Dragon were a tag team at one point, so they know each other quite well. But in this match, are like multi-time champions. There's like fucking 5 belts in the ring before this match starts. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this should have been a winner-take-all match.
Fucking belt collector extraordinaire. And then there's just Cosmo defending the one belt.
Yeah, right.
Bless his soul.
It's like there's 5 belts in the ring, and only one of them is being defended.
And it's the only one as far as I know is PWL's too. So it's just like, oh my god.
Who had all the other ones? El Dragon, right? Had a bunch of them.
Yeah, El Dragon and fucking Cobarde both had belts.
Yeah,
multiple belts, if I recall correctly.
The whole squad was rolling in gold except for Marty Snow.
He's a bastard. One day he'll get his due.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I like to right off the bat, we got like a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing here, where Cosmo just took Snow out with a single leg drop kick,
ignoring everybody else in the match, and it's just like Cosmo and Snow are just gonna fight forever. I would have loved to see that throughout this whole match, just them, like, no matter who was attacking them, they just ignore everybody else and go after each other.
Mm-hmm. This match actually ended up becoming, for a while, Marty Snow and oh my god, yeah, and Cosmo Orion going up against Dragon and Cobarde, because they really like took advantage in the beginning of this match with the double teams.
Yeah,
chops, a 3D into a Hurricane Rana.
Because Cobarde and Dragon are a tag team, right?
Yes, they are. Which is why when Cosmo gets back into this ring after the two of them beat him down with the chops, he actually was able to counter that 3D, like I said, with the Hurricane Rana.
Yeah.
So Cobarde went to the ropes and to the outside, and it was Cosmo and Dragon for a while. They kind of just tried to outdo each other, and in the end, Dragon, Hurricane Rana, Cosmo out of the ring.
Yep.
And it was clear at this point, so in comes Marty Snow, who beats the shit out of Dragon because he hasn't gotten to do anything.
It's a fatal 4-way. You fight your opponent, you throw them out of the ring, and then another person runs in and starts fighting you.
Mm-hmm. So he lays Dragon flat on the top rope, and he basically nails him with back-to-back running knees to his gut. But this revolving door really doesn't stop, because from behind Snow, Cobarde gets to the top rope, and he turns around, and Cobarde takes him out with a spectacular-looking diving crossbody.
Mm-hmm.
And try as Snow might, he really could not get his hands on Cobarde here. Cobarde took every opportunity to bob, weave, and hit Snow without him getting a finger on him, basically. Yeah. Until he finally knocked Snow out of the ring with a backwards rolling enziguri.
Which looked awesome.
Mm-hmm. Cobarde goes for a suicide dive on Snow, but mid-run, Cosmo just straight up steals his suicide dive from him, which I thought was amazing and hilarious at the same time. Like, you ever just get your suicide dive stolen? So Dragon's like, well, fuck it. It's like, fuck just happened, I don't know. So he then, if I recall correctly after this, Dragon jumps to the ring, the two fight, Dragon tries to slip under the bottom rope, and Cobarde takes him out with a suicide dive instead. Everyone's out on the outside, and the first two back in the ring are Cosmo and Cobarde. They exchange some running clotheslines in the corner.
Can I just say, your note-taking is impeccable, my friend. It is ridiculous. I could not keep up with this one for the life of me.
I tried real hard. Matches like these are the hardest. Like, that's why tag matches and clusterfucks are hard for me, because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
Like, the match is a literal revolving door. Like, Cobarde and Cosmo are down in the ring, right? And the two fight for control, and in comes Dragon, who tries to slam Cosmo and Cobarde to the ground, but then Snow gets back into the ring, as the two of them are basically on the top rope in the middle of this Tower of Doom spot, and instead Marty's like, fuck that, we're not doing that. Dismantles the Tower of Doom.
Yep.
Bastard.
I like how, okay, spoiler alert, they do end up getting the Tower of Doom. But I like how they teased it a lot.
Mm-hmm. And Marty was just like, no. Mm-mm.
Also, sidebar, Max Caster just tweeted a picture of a microphone and he said, guess what I have tonight.
I was laughing when I saw it.
Oh my god, he's gonna go off!
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be great.
Dude, I literally tweeted before on the Indy Water Story, I go, I hope the Acclaimed are on Dynamite tonight because Max's rap is gonna be insane.
He's got so much material.
Oh, good lord. Oh my god. He's gonna get suspended now.
Fine for his flames or his rhymes being too hot.
Yeah, he's gonna say something bananas. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
So,
tonight's Dynamite's gonna be nuts.
It is. So Marty, as we said, has dismantled the Tower of Doom now, and he then... The best part I love of this is he didn't do this just to win this match. He did this to specifically go after Cosmo by Samoa dropping him off of the fucking top rope. Like, he just picks him off. He's like, come here. Die.
Yep, get over here.
I thought he was going to go for the Snow's End, actually, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He then clears the ring. Dragon and Cobarde keep trying to get back into this match, and Marty does the smart thing of just knocking them off the apron every time they try to get back up.
No! Stay out. Get.
He then
They're
goes...
swatting away like flies. Like, get out of here.
He gets to the top rope, but before he can do anything, he gets halted by Cobarde, who beats him with a strike. And inevitably, Marty shoves Cobarde off the top rope, but then has to deal with Cosmo, who now at this point has gotten up. He strikes him, heads to the top rope, but Marty is a stubborn bastard, and he knocks both Cosmo and Cobarde off this top rope. He's the king of the mountain here at this point. So they both, instead, together, run up, hit Snow, superplex him off the top rope. Dragon gets underneath to powerbomb them, and we get our nice Tower of Doom spot here.
Yeah, it finally happened.
Dragon then hits Snow with a massive splash off the top rope to put him away, but the pin is broken up by Cosmo and Cobarde, which leaves both Cobarde and Orion being the ones left standing. Back and forth we go, battering each other with forearms, but Cosmo then hits a code breaker into his mule kick combo. He then confidently goes for Voyager 1, his springboard cutter, and when that's blocked, he hits him. He instead hits Cobarde with a fireman's carry flapjack, but it doesn't get him the win. Contrary to this, Cobarde actually quickly bounces back from this. I was surprised how quickly he got up. They get it after this back and forth. He hits then Marty with his I almost said Blue Thunder Bomb. Holy shit! His Thunder Bomb finisher that he had won in the match we just talked about. But the pin gets broken up by Marty, who then quickly gets into a fight with Cobarde right afterwards. Got a couple of quick kicks from Cobarde, encounters from Cobarde. Snow flips him inside out with a ripcord lariat, though. His dreams of winning are kicked away, though, when Dragon then super kicks him in the face mid-pin. And he, in short fashion, then takes it to Snow with a mean chop to the chest and a awesome slip under a big boot. Like, he literally Matrix slides under Snow's big boot, and he grabs his leg and yanks him backwards, which trips him up. I thought that spot looked fucking sick. That's like some coordinated, like, movie shit you see in, like, the Matrix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He then double stomps Snow in the back, throws him into the ropes, enziguris him in the face as he's laying, like, chest first on the middle rope. It's not going well for Snow. He went from dominant to just getting his shit rocked for a while. Dragon goes for a springboard something, and unfortunately, though, he slips off the top rope here. I felt his pain.
Oh, yeah.
And then he instead kicks Marty in the face and hits him with an elbow drop.
Slips off the top rope like Finn Balor against Roman Reigns.
Oh, my God. That's that bullshit-ass finish.
At Kroger, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in-store. So you can save when you order during band practice, or at the dog park, or wherever. Start your cart with the Kroger app and save from wherever today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. $35 order minimum. Restrictions may apply. Subject to availability.
You can save an extra $10 when you spend $40 or more on a great selection of participating items. Just look for the signs and save at Kroger.
At this point, Cobarde
Won't get any more of those, hopefully.
Hopefully not. At this point, Cobarde and Orion are back in the mix, and Cobarde removes Orion from the ring quickly, though, with a drop kick for going after Dragon, and it sets off a very fast chain of events. I could go through the whole thing, but it is literally like a full-on lucha-ass sequence with Dragon wiggling after Cobarde, Dragon then enziguring Snow, Orion super kicking. It's a full fucking hodgepodge, but in the end, everyone gets their licks in until they take Cobarde and Dragon take Orion out with a 3D, go They go blow for blow, dodge Orion and Snow, who then run face first to each other, and they take out both of them with super kicks before Cobarde and Dragon super kick each other, and everyone collapses in the ring. That sequence had like 50,000 moves, but I feel like I'd just be talking forever.
Yeah, they all just kicked each other and hit each other and just went all around back and forth, which it was just all chaos that ended up in all of them being on the ground.
And in the extremely rarest case scenario, as if hell had frozen over, Orion and Snow start to work together after this.
Oh, yeah, when Orion and Snow started working together, I was like, shit, now things have really hit the fan, huh?
Literally, like, you know it's bad when they're like, alright, these two need to, like, get dealt with, like, now.
It's like can they coexist?
Mm-hmm. Honest to God, I'd be down to see Orion and Snow as a tag team. They could be face-heel dynamic. Yeah, because when do each other, I'd be down.
When they were working together in this match, they actually did like some solid double team maneuvers, which I wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm. We had some double strikes from each other. There was some awesome. My favorite part of this was when fucking Snow has Dragon in the corner and he hits like a running, I think it was like drop kick to his face, and he pulls out Dragon's leg, and he tells Orion to go for it, so he splashes onto his leg, and it fucks up, I think it's Cobarde. No, he fucks Dragon's leg up. And I was like, oh, shit. So I remember. Marty drop kicks, Orion drop kicks one of his legs that Snow tells him to, and then Snow knees him in the face. So Cobarde tries to stop this, but he gets taken out fast. Orion goes for Voyager 1 on his own, but all the damage he had taken beforehand, he just crumbles mid-run. So Snow picks him up and says, alright, I'll hold him, you do the cutter. So Orion gets up, he's like, alright, I got you. And as his back is turned, he doesn't see that Dragon has gotten up and pulled Cobarde off of Snow's shoulders.
Mm-hmm. So,
when Orion pops off the ropes, he instead cutters Snow. He then Dragon throws Cobarde out of the ring. Orion gets up to stop him, gets super kicked in the face. Dragon's leg that Snow had told Orion to kick out falls out underneath him. Ref goes to look on him, and Orion at this point has collapsed onto Snow. And he
the super kick that was just delivered.
From the super kick, and he pins Snow as Dragon is holding this leg, and he's like, "What? No! Wait! What the fuck? No!"
That was one of the more creative endings I've seen in a Fatal 4-Way match.
Fucking Orion survived this match.
Orion didn't win this match; he survived this match. Yeah.
And the irony that the only reason that Snow lost and he won was because of their double teaming. It's the only fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, these two as a team, I'd be down to watch it.
So they try to work together. Bad shit happens to both of them, but Orion kind of got lucky.
I feel like you could call them like some like play on words for like the Milky Way, because you know it's kind of like starry like the snow or something like that. Who knows?
It's kind of. Wait, hold on. It's starry like the snow?
Yeah,
explain
like,
that.
Like when you think of the Milky Way, it's like a bunch of like bright white stars like surrounding like a galaxy type thing.
Okay.
But I can't think of a cool looking name off the top of my head.
No, that sounds bad. I had it in my head and I was like, that's cool. And then I was gonna say it out loud. Cosmo?
Cosmo. Frost Nova.
Frost Nova's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like Frost Nova.
I appreciate that. It is free of charge.
Hey, Marty, Cosmo, if you're listening, which actually I think you have before in the past, so if you're listening.
I could already hear him in character, Cosmo. Fucking way.
That one's free.
I just hear fucking...
If y'all ever team up, Frost Nova, that's free.
I can just imagine Snow being
Courtesy
like,
of
no,
Zach Batista.
fucking... You just start laughing and be like, no. Just walk away. Just no.
Or Cosmo. Cosmo is also on the table if you want it.
We have this too. Oh boy.
All right.
So
what do we get? Oh, sorry. What are we gonna rate this match? We're gonna talk about that.
I think I'll give it 3.5 doubloons.
I'm gonna give it 4.4 and like a quarter here because I really like the finish of this one. I think this was another match where it was like a lot of the spots were done really smoothly. I like the way they were teasing the Tower of Doom spot the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really enjoyed it in general, just because it was mass chaos.
Yeah, it was chaos for.
And I think it was a very good Fatal 4-Way.
I enjoyed it. Like I said, like Mikey said, I like that they incorporate each wrestler's past with each other. Drago and Cobarde know each other well enough to both take out Snow and Orion, but also be able to know each other to have a good matchup with each other. I thought the pacing was good. It's fast-paced, as expected. Some spots were a bit sloppy. There were like 2 I could think of. Others executed well, so it equals out in my mind, which is why I get it a little bit above it. Because like I was like, it's a good Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
It had some nice touches to it, though, I will say that. Let's get on to our final match. A match that does not involve Cobarde at all, surprisingly enough. Kaminari versus Stephon Prince for the Lone Star title. There is a decent amount of context for this match. These two used to be tag team partners. They were called Swagger, if I recall correctly. Because Stephon put the swag in Swagger. I don't know why Kaminari got the Gur part of it, but is what it is. At Table Fiesta, Stephon Prince betrayed him, though. And went on his own, and he disappeared for a while, and he came back as Stephon Prince. He had a name before this that I can't remember off the top of my head, unfortunately. But he's now going for the Lone Star title, which Kaminari had won, I assume, during his time as a single star. Probably as a result of him beating like Marty Snow for some of those matches that we saw earlier.
Yep.
So, Stephon Prince...
Point is, going into this, Jimo Kaminari is a Lone Star champion.
Yeah, and both these men do not like each other in the slightest, and it is very evident at the start of this match.
Yeah,
Instant brawl.
Yeah, right off the bell rings. They're just murdering each other. But they Luthez press. They're rolling around. They're punching each other. Mm-hmm. There's no wrestling moves here. Starts off. This is a fight, baby.
Yep. And the moment we get to the outside, Stephon is like, "All right, we're fighting. Here, sure, hold these ring posts to you." As he just throws them into ring posts over and over again. He beats the fuck out of Kaminari in the ring. But then Jimo finally gets back to his feet. He slides under a running knee from Stephon, hits him with a springboard crossbody. He aggressively then stomps Stephon in the corner as payback from the beating I just mentioned, before getting the win taken out of him with a diving crossbody. Him and Jimo then go back and forth. Jimo hits him with a nasty-looking rope-assisted kill switch, which I was not fucking anticipating at all. Neither were commentary.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a sick-looking kill switch. Like if Chris,
it is.
Like, honestly, God, I feel like Christian could use that, and it would look sick.
Too bad Christian's also hurt.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just like the entirety of the AEW roster.
Oh, my God. Anywho.
Sorry, we're really excited for Dynamite tonight.
Yeah. These two, though, aren't hurt. They go back and forth with running strikes in the corner. Even though Jimo does stun Stephon with a back elbow to the face, Stephon stops him with a... He's basically stops Jimo in mid-air as he's trying to crossbody with a drop kick to the chest. That looked good.
Yeah.
Stephon, with Jimo's, basically, Jimo at this point, is not in a good place. Stephon Irish whips him. Jimo goes for a springboard back elbow, and he counters out with a backstabber, and Jimo's back is just pain for the rest of this match. Stephon then proceeds to just attack his back, as well as kick him repeatedly as he falls backwards out of the ring. Gets him back in the ring. Stephon just keeps beating up Kaminari, and despite this, Kaminari starts to fight back with a series of quite exciting arm drags.
Yeah.
Like, he was flying through the air arm dragging him. But this is quickly ended when Stephon destroys him with a double underhook swinging neckbreaker. And it doesn't get him the win, though, so he's now visibly frustrated. And he sets Kaminari up for a curb stomp.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes for it, though, Jimo dodges it and dives and drives him into the mat with a Fisherman Buster driver. Stephon now seems to be down for the count, so Jimo goes for his corkscrew splash finisher, the Ben Bomb.
Yeah.
And while he does hit the move, upon his right leg hitting the mat, it immediately becomes too painful for him to pin Stephon, who had, by all matter in this match, is dead to rights lost at this point.
Yeah, the Ben Bomb is usually the finish,
Yeah.
the end of the match.
And unfortunately for Jimo, he is so determined to win this match after this that he fights through the pain, and he yanks up Stephon's leg as high as he can, and he puts it on the fucking rope. So the ref counts to 3, but then realizes his foot's on the rope and is like, nope, match still goes.
That was an unfortunate mishap.
My heart goes out to Jimo because, goddamn, that was a heartbreaker. So Stephon, now up, knocks Gmo down with a springboard back elbow. He goes to the top rope and to hit his frog splash finisher, but Gmo sees this and stops him with a strike to the face. They're both down the top rope, and Gmo then hits them both with Mikey's favorite move, one of his favorites at least, a Spanish fly off the top.
Avalanche Spanish fly!
Such a cool looking move.
It was so dope.
But Gmo comes out worse for wear because we mentioned his right leg is quite hurt at the moment, and it slams right on the mat upon crashing.
Yep, which is also tough.
So they get up together, go right back to beat each other up, go blow for blow until Stephon hits Gmo with two kicks. Or Stephon hits Gmo with two kicks. Gmo hits Stephon with a Pele kick. Very nice looking Pele kick, if I might add. They're both lying on the mat. They both get to their knees. We get another hockey fight. They continue this until they get to their feet. They take each other out, down again with a clothesline. They're both laying on their backs. It's like a full-on just drag-out, bare-knuckle fight.
Yeah, it is.
And to the point now where both of them are now laying on the ground. They both nearly pin each other at the same time because they've just got their arms draped over each other.
After they clothesline each other, yeah.
That was a nice spot. Eventually, they both do get back to their feet after both kicking out at 2 from this simultaneous accidental pin. And Stephon makes the first move by Irish whipping Gmo.
What happens in a title match if they both pin each other?
I don't know. If I were booking this, best 2 out of 3 falls.
Fair enough. Or does it just go to everyone's favorite 2022 superstar interim?
God.
Or vacant.
Vacant. The fucking one of the longest reigning title holders in the history of professional wrestling.
Give it up for vacant, everybody.
Give it up for vacant. So, as I said, Gmo's now been Irish whipped by Stephon, but he counters that with a tilt-a-whirl that he transitions into a nasty-looking armbar that he yanks on Stephon's arm like his life fucking depends on it. Mm-hmm. Like, he's cranking this shit, and Stephon barely gets a rope break. Gmo literally refuses to let go of this hold for like a couple seconds. Like, that's how much he wants to win. The face is even like, I want to hurt this man as much as possible, and I want to win.
Mm-hmm. I have till 5.
He refuses to lose to this backstabbing bastard of a former friend. As a result of this, Stephon tries to go to the outside to get some space, but nowhere is safe from Gmo, and he gets taken out cannonball style with a suicide dive, which knocks him into several chairs.
Listen, it happened a lot tonight.
Yep, he rolls Stephon into the ring, and and Gmo goes for a springboard attack, but Stephon ducks under him, and in midair, a la Kurt Angle, grabs his injured right leg out of the sky and
this was so brutal.
Locks him in an ankle lock, falls to the ground, full grapevine, full fuck you, eat that ankle lock. And God, Gmo just is in pure pain. Life is pain for him at this point. He's just dragging himself to the bottom rope. Gets his hands on barely. Stephon is like, fuck. Goes to Irish whip him. Gmo counters with one of his own, but he goes to run after Stephon, but he collapses. So after Gmo collapses from this Irish whip, and it is a fucking travesty. Stephon's literally like, oh shit. Sucks to be you. So the ref goes to pick Gmo up. But what he should have been doing was look at Stephon, who is basically waiting for Gmo to stand up. He goes to super kick him, and he hits the ref instead. Poor ref. Yeah. Homeboy dies.
Oh my god, that ref absolutely... the sell from the ref was impeccable. Just took it and just... Phew, bonk.
So,
dead.
Stephon sees this. Gmo is still in pain from his leg, and he's like, I can win. But not in the way that you want me to. Gets the Lone Star title, and might I add, very stiffly hits Gmo across the face. Like, I heard the belt hit him. I was like, oh, you actually hit him with this fucking belt, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right across the face. Hits him with the frog splash.
So you heard the big old bonk.
Yep. Bonk. After the bonk, that splash, those two things combined, it's not enough. Gmo submits to the pin. Stephon is the new Lone Star champion.
Yeah.
And God, with how slow this ref fucking counted, I actually thought Gmo was going to kick out at somehow 2. Nope. No happy ending here. I really like this match. It felt like a high-stakes main event between two people who absolutely despise each other. And the crowd commentary, and these two just literally whipping out new shit on each other. really enhanced the feeling of this match. I also thought the pacing was good,
Yeah.
too. It was a bit longer, but it felt also easy for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, for me, I'm going to give it 4.5 doubloons.
I agree. I like 4.5 doubloons. I think that's a solid point for that.
While it wasn't as technically well executed as the first match, it made up for it in spades with the story that this match told.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was a great story between these two, being former tag team partners into bitter rivals, now fighting over this Lone Star title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell how much you could tell they absolutely had a ton of animosity for each other, and it definitely showed in this match because both of these guys were willing to do anything to each other to beat the other guy, right? I don't think it was even about the title at some point. I think it stopped being about the title and more about who's the better guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh. With that, we are done.
I agree. That is all of our matches this week from Pro Wrestling Legacy over in El Paso, Texas. You could go check them out over at all the links we have in the description down below for Pro Wrestling Legacy. We'll send you away to all their social medias, all their YouTubes, whatever they got. All the links in the description down below. I don't know why I'm pointing at the camera saying down below like you guys can see me on this audio medium.
We're talents, we talk with our hands.
Exactly. But that is about it for this week's episode. So that just leaves me with the plugs. Or preview for next week's episode, I guess, which we're going to be looking at another wrestling company, which we won't tell you about. So come back next week for a surprise, suckers. Oh, God.
Dying.
I worked myself into a shoot, brother. Anyway, plugs. We have a Discord, which you should go join. Link in the description as well. The Countout Discord, it is where all of the people who are fans of the Countout Network like to hang out, chat about whatever's going on in the wrestling world, which is a lot right now. So if you want to jump into the discussion, go head over to the Countout Twitter and talk to people and see what's going on. You can also follow us on Twitter at Indy Waters, or follow the Countout Network on Twitter at Countout Pod, where we share our thoughts on the world of wrestling and the world in general. And you can see the links to all of our episodes over on our Twitter as well, and links to any matches we check out here on this show. You can also find over on our Twitter. And you could go subscribe to the Countout Patreon if you want more Indie Waters and more content from the Countout Network. Go subscribe to the Patreon. We have 3 different tiers: a $3 tier, a $5 tier, and a $10 tier, all with super cool perks. So go check that out. Link is also in the description. Go check out the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, all of our other social medias. We have an Instagram now, all Countout Pod, Countout Podcast, some version of it. You can find it. And once again, I'm going to say it one more time. Links in the description. I think that about does it for the plugs. Oh, I guess go check out our merch store on TeePublic. We have a bunch of cool merch over there. We have an Indy Waters t-shirt. There's How to Talk to Your Friend About. There's t-shirts for every podcast we have here on the Countout Network. So go check out our TeePublic store now. We have that, which is very, very cool. And I believe that about does it for the plugs. Zach, you got anything?
No.
Didn't think so. So that just leaves me with one thing left to say, and that is to remember there's a gigantic sea of independent wrestling out there.
So never stop exploring.
This has been a Countout Podcast.
Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
It's Amanda Bones.
And I'm Ashley. of How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, the podcast on the Count Out Wrestling Podcast Network, a weekly show where we talk about all of our favorite things, babes, blood, and brutality.
We also talk about other fun things, like is Kenny Omega finally too tan? And how much blood is too much blood? Because that looks like way too much blood.
So join us on the adventure of teaching me, Amanda Bones, about wrestling.